Coach, how
Yes,
are
sir.
you?
Good, good. Can you hear me?
I hear you perfect. So, do we call you Panda? What's your real name?
Jacob, but you can call me Panda. That's fine.
Coach Panda Jacob. So, Coach, where are you originally from?
I was born in Indio, California, but reside in Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico.
Wow, you look so young. How old are you?
37, brother.
Wow, shout out to you. You already got a world champ. Who have you trained before Subriel Matias?
Well, we have two world champions right now. We have Emmanuel Rodriguez, the 118 world champ. I have William El Camarón Cepeda, which is the number one contender at the 135 pounds. I have number one contender at 122, which is Kevin El Chacal Gonzalez. I've worked with fighters like Juan Francisco Gallo Estrada, Alacran Berchel, uh, and I used to coach the USA team where Devin Haney with Shakur, Earl Spence, all those guys.
Beautiful. So, when did you first link with Subriel?
Subriel probably when I started training him in 2001 when he fought Jukan Bayev.
Wow, so long ago. So long ago. And how'd that connection come about?
It was pandemic time. It was during the pandemic. Um, and a friend of mine, which is a friend of his in common, is the guy who does all his all the production work for them. Miguel. He he would tell his promoter about him, but when pandemic hit, they sent me another Puerto Rican fighter named Jonathan Lopez, and from there on is when Juan Ivan Orengo sent me sent me sent me the rest of his fighters.
Now, to be clear, you said 20 you meant 2021 or did you really mean 2001 you've been with Subriel Matias?
Uh, yeah, 2021 is 2000. No, 2021.
Okay, okay, because everybody in the live chat is like, God damn, he been with him since 2001. Because you said that by accident. Okay.
Okay.
So there's heavy rumors that he wants to go back. Not rumors. He made it obvious he wants to go to Puerto Rico and fight in the Coliseum. But there are rumors of a matchroom 3-fight deal who is interested in taking him over there. I just had Arnold Barbosa, who you spoke to yesterday at the fights that you were at. What's your thoughts on Arnold Barbosa in Puerto Rico, Mexico versus Puerto Rico? He's saying he's willing to fight. You spoke to him personally. Did he sound as willing as he told us here on the show 2 minutes ago? Because he make it seem like he's willing to fight Matias in Puerto Rico, no problem.
Yeah, no, Arnold. I respect him. You know, I hadn't had the pleasure of meeting him in person. I met him in down in Houston. You know, I walked up to him. He was sitting down, and I know that he had called out Subriel. And you know, for you to call out Subriel, you got to have some balls on you. You know, and I mean, you can call him out, but you really got to mean it. Not media hype or not Facebook hype or YouTube hype. You know, so I went up to him and I told him, I said, hey, you know, have your manager get a hold of the people they need to get a hold of, and it's not a hard fight to make. You know, I know that, you know, for instance, Juan Orengo, which is the promoter for Subriel Matias, is a promoter who's willing to work with anybody. You know, and that's a great fight. What other fight can we get? You know, a great fighter like Barbosa who's going to come forward, who's going to fight, and is willing to go to Puerto Rico because the whole idea is Suriel wants to do his another title defense in Puerto Rico, you know, in his hometown of Fajardo. So you know, I didn't speak anything to Barbosa about where the fight would take place, but you know that I was very interested in, and we were willing to give him a chance because the way, you know, he composed himself and carried himself and things like that. So I mean, I think Barboza would be a hell of a fight. I think both of these guys are two aggressive fighters who are going to come forward, are not afraid of anything or anybody. So I think it's a great fight.
You speak phenomenal English. Where did you go to school? Oh, because you said you lived in L.A. for a long time. That's why, right?
No, 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 not LA. I'm from California, but from Indio,
Oh,
California.
India.
Yeah, but yeah, no,
Okay.
we at home, we we had to speak both languages, so it's helped me out through my career. It's helped me out through a lot of things that in boxing. I think you need to learn to speak. Two of the languages that we need in boxing is Spanish and English. So
For sure. So to be clear, you believe Arnold Barboza is serious and would take the fight.
absolutely. I think he's just waiting for an opportunity. He's waiting for an opportunity, just like Subriel was waiting for it. When it came, Arnold, and not only do I believe that he will take the fight, I believe he deserves the opportunity. Because he's a fighter, like I said, who's going to give you a hell of a fight. Um, you know, it's not a hard fight to make. I work with Golden Boy as well. We have fighters with Golden Boy like El Camarón Cepeda, who is with them as one of their top prospects. And I think it's an easy fight to make. But now it's on Golden Boy to do their job. I don't think Golden Boy. He just signed with Golden Boy, so I don't think Golden Boy wants that fight right now. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of fighters sometimes they want these fights. They want these opportunities, but a lot of time it's the TV or who they're under, the banner that they're under that that doesn't allow these fights to happen. I think every fighter wants the big fights. Every fighter wants the big paychecks, but I don't think personally, and I might be wrong, that Eric Gomez and these guys will take the fight anytime soon.
What's your thoughts on Richardson Hitchens as a fighter, and have you heard his latest quotes on Matias saying that he wouldn't be interested 100% in the fight with Matias because of the 10-pound rehydration clause with the IBF the night of the fight?
I know Richard Hitchinson since he was probably about 11 years old. When he was fighting for national tournaments and things like that. He's an outstanding fighter. I think a lot of these guys are great fighters. But hey, I wouldn't want to fight Subriel Matias either, unless I'm ordered mandatory or I'm getting really, really good money, to fight a fighter like Matias. But I mean, I haven't heard his quotes, but he might then. It tells me that he's a fighter that goes up a little over 10 pounds or whatever. So he's gonna struggle in that area.
Um, I have Bill Haney that says, "Is that old school Panda? Tell him I said hello." Former amateur coach, right? Is that him? Do you know Bill
I love
Haney as well?
love Bill Haney. Bill Haney's a great human being. I love Devin Shakur. It's a blessing to see where they are now. Man, I'm glad to see Bill Haney's on here, and me and Bill Haney were together in Dominican Republic. Um, great, great. As a matter of fact, man, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if you can see it on there. Huh? There's there's
Move
there's
it up
me,
a
Bill,
slight. Yeah, right there. You and Devin.
and Bill in the back.
Wait, why is that picture there? That's your screenshotter. I mean, your what is it? Wallpaper?
No, I just I
Oh,
what
you pulled it up.
I just pulled it up. That's me and Devin in Vegas the other day. You know.
Okay.
Oh, but and then this is this is probably the best picture that I got William Cepeda, there with Shakur
Yeah,
Stevenson the
yeah.
other.
I showed that yesterday. I seen that. What day was that? That was Friday at the Red Owl, or was that Saturday?
Oh, that was Friday at the Red Owl. At the Red Owl. So,
And
but
then Cepeda seen Frank Saturday at the Ryan fight.
yes, sir.
Since we're talking Cepeda now, Golden Boy has been pushing Shakur and Cepeda as a undercard to Ryan Teo. Teo, Ryan doesn't look like it's happening. Teo alleges they only offered him 1.5 stake or million. Oscar denies that. What's your thoughts on the fight between your fighter and Shakur, regardless of co-main or main event? Would he really be willing? Because there are obviously reports that he turned it down once before.
Okay, that William turned it down.
Yeah, obviously, he was
First and
in
for,
line before Edwin.
First and foremost, uh, we have a team. We're a team. So I don't gain anything off fighting. Shakur wasn't a champion at the time. We weren't champions. It's not a. I'm here for business, man. So it was not us that turned it down. Oscar De La Hoya was something that he was not interested in at the time. William was willing to fight anybody. With like I said, we're in the sport to fight. We're in this sport to fight the best. We're not here to we want to make a difference in our home and our family and our in the bread that we bring to our table. So we're not. He's not afraid to fight anybody. No one ever turned it down. There was never an offer. There's a you give me an offer, you send me an offer that's an offer. Not I'm gonna call you out on the internet and say that you didn't want to fight. Shakur knows, and like we spoke on Friday. He knows that we're not we're not afraid of anybody. He told me I want to spar your boy, man. He said I want to spar Matias.
90 seconds.
I don't want to fight. I don't want to spar William because I'm gonna fight his ass. That was his words. But but hey, you know, we're, William never turned it down, and that's God honest truth. You know, there's there's ways to do things, and that's what we're gonna go about that route. William is right now. He's the number one in line for the WBA. We'll see what's gonna happen. Right now, as of right now, Javante Davis. I don't know why he doesn't want to take the bout or what's going on. What's up, Coach?
Hey, 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 Coach Panda. I had to come on here and give you your flowers, man. I said, is that Coach? I said, it's only one Coach Panda, bro. You know what I mean? Thank you for everything that you done. A lot of people don't know the sacrifice that coaches like you put in the beginning of a kid's career, because a lot of the big time coaches, and I should say, or even the more experienced coaches, haven't had the amount of time to start out with the kids, and you was right there in the beginning. That picture that you showed is a legendary picture in our life of when we went to the Dominican Republic as a underdog somewhat, because of that tournament and the guys that they had in that tournament, and we brought the gold home, didn't we, Coach?
Yes, sir. Against Cuba, we beat Cuba. We
Yep.
beat Puerto Rico,
Oh, yep,
and
yep.
I'll,
Haiti,
I'll,
Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. Yes,
I'll
which
never forget those moments. And the other day,
yes.
Coach, I was in Vegas for the Benavides fight with the one before this one. He fought the white guy that fought Canelo. What's his name? Plant.
Okay, LaPlante. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it was awesome that Devin stopped. When he was walking,
Yeah.
he stopped and came and gave me a hug, shook my hand, and I
I-
feel blessed and privileged, man, to be able to see these guys, where they are now. We
what
always knew they were superstar material, but where they are now.
Absolutely, but it's funny because Ness speaks about the English and the way that you can relate to fighters, both Hispanic, Latin, and well as American and English. So and what you did and how instrumental during that tournament, because it it segues to us in Australia and us having those crowds going against us. And you remember that at Monte Plata, boy, I mean, it was filled up, wasn't it? And they were all going for uh, their respected regions. And it was always going against Dev. But when Devin bit down and showed that focus to win that gold medal out there, it it prepared us to then go to Tijuana against a tough crowd. Prepared us to go to Australia. Prepared us for that late 12 round surge against Lomachenko when all the whole crowd, the announcers, and everybody was going. It was that fight in Monte Plata that I decided to come into every aspect of Devin's career, along with great coaches. Because let's rewind back. he ended up getting a bronze medal when he was 14 when he went to Ukraine. He went to
Great.
Ukraine
Yeah.
with Coach Wally, Shakur Stevenson's coach. So I let my son go with the team, right? And I didn't really want to let it happen, but he came back with the bronze medal at the 14. So I knew when the Olympics, when the worlds and all that came up, and the 16. By the time he was 16 for the 17, 18, I knew my son was going to be ready, and I didn't want it to be in anyone else's hand but our team. And you were that key component part of our team to help us get into the position we're in. So, Coach Panda, I wanted to come on here and give you your flowers, brother. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know that you had the fighters that you got right now. I didn't put two and two together.
Yes, sir. We got William Sepeda, and we have Subriel Matias. You know that they're we got Manuel Rodriguez.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, they talking about that bad tough fighter of Subriel Matias, and guess what? Now I know why he's so good. He got Coach Panda in his ear, a key component in the Devin Haney machine as well. So if listen, if it's ever a time that we're gonna get together and get some money, now that the lines are opening between Coach Bill and Coach Panda, so if it's gonna happen, it's even more reason why it can happen now in the future.
Yeah, but
Thank you, Coach.
since I got y'all, obviously you fighting Regis with your son. He got Subriel Matias. How long, Coach Panda, do you want to wait before Haney and Matias are in the ring? Same question for you, Bill.
Look, it's like Coach Bill said. I love these kids because I seen where they grew up from. I seen what they did. I've seen how much Devin grind. No one's gonna tell me any different. When people tell me, oh, Devin is a defensive fighter. No one's gonna tell me what I seen in Monte Plata that day when I sent him to go out there and attack, and
Yes.
where he had to come from the inside. I tell people all the time, I know, I know Ryan, I know these kids, I know them before. I know that Devin, the day that Devin needs, why is he going to expose himself if he's beating these guys easy? But when it's time to go out there and he needs to fight and he needs to grind, he's going to do it. I made him do it against a number one seed in Dominican Republic, against Cuba, against the Dominican. He did it against these top fighters, but I have no doubt in my mind. I have no doubt in my mind that Devin is going to beat Regis Prograis. There's no doubt. There's just too much IQ. There's just too much skill. Devin has fought everyone in the world. He's fought guys from Russia. He's fought guys from Ukraine, from Azerbaijan, from Dominican Republic. He's fought guys from Cuba. There's nothing that's going to scare him. So I believe the next fight, that fight. I don't believe Regis is going to, because Subriel doesn't want to fight a guy that's going to lose. He wants to fight a guy that's going to win, because he's 31 years old. He wants to make that bread. He wants to fight, and I know with people like Bill, I know that is, we can negotiate, and I know that it's going to be
Absolutely.
a life changer for us. It's going to be a life changer for Subriel. We're not
Yes.
going to complain about 25%. We're not going to complain about that shit. You know, we're 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 getting an opportunity, man. We come from the
Yeah,
gutter. We
absolutely.
had we had nothing. We look at it as an opportunity, and we
Yes,
know
sir.
that it's going to be a great fight. And you know, I I know that Devin promotes himself. Subriel's promoter promotes themselves as well. So it's an easy fight to make, and I'm glad that Bill's on here and that people can see that you can compose yourself as human beings, as professionals, and not, this ain't WWE, this ain't
Absolutely.
WWF. We don't call people out on internet on this stuff. There's fights, you call them, you send contracts, and you settle it down with a cup of coffee. So
Panda,
that's
Absolutely.
Panda, you making me double back because now that's the second subliminal. Are you saying that Shakur never sent the William Sepeda an offer? Is that what you saying? Because this is the second subliminal.
first and foremost. Shakur don't send out contracts. He has a manager. He has a team.
Tell them again, Coach Panda.
So
Tell them
So
again, Coach
are you
Panda.
saying that nobody in his team sent the contract?
Oh, sir, we had a call from Top Rank and said, "Are you willing? Are you interested?" Willing and interested doesn't show me a check. It doesn't show me numbers. I'm here to fight for money. I'm here to fight to change my fighter's life. not just because what do you call it, mankind or whatever these wrestlers called are saying on the internet they want to fight each other. That's not how you do business, man. Business, any type of business, you do it the way I would do it with Bill. I would do it with Wally. I would do it with anybody. I sit down with them. We have dinner. We have a cup of coffee or whatever it is, and we make a fight.
Do you want that fight with Devin unification this year if he wins the Pro Grace fight, or are you guys looking for next year? What we need a timeline as boxing fans here.
Brother, next year is about a month away. I
Yeah,
can't
no,
fight this.
that's what I meant. I mean in 2024, not 2025.
Absolutely. I don't want to wait till 2025. Subriel's 31 years old. What am I going to wait till he's 35? We want to make money. We want to fight. Subriel wants to fight. He wants to fight Progress because there's a personal issue there because of Progress's mouth. But what's going to make me money, what's going to make my fighter money, let's be real. Progress can't sell out New Orleans. He needs a Devin. He needs these fighters to sell. So that's what I already tried to make the fight with Progress. I spoke to at the time with his people, with Juan Ivan Orengo from Fresh and those people, and it didn't happen. But yeah, of course, I would love to fight with Devin, and it's nothing personal; it's professional. I would like to fight because we want to fight the best, and Devin is one of the is the best in was the best in 135. Now he's going up to 140. I'm thankful for Devin that he was not a Josh Taylor and held the belts hostage for 6 years before he released them. Now it gives William Sepeda an opportunity to fight for the WBA title.
Bill Haney, are you comfortable with a okay. I thought you were going, Bill, right when the going got tough. Are you comfortable with a unification if Devin wins versus Regis versus Matias next year, 2024?
Oh, listen. Coach Panda has done an amazing job. I am, thrilled and happy to hear that Subriel Matias, the guy that I've seen him one time, and I liked what I saw. You know what I mean? Obviously, at 31, um, I know that he's on the fast track now. That it's kind of like now or never. So I know that Coach Panda being behind him now, I look at him and I say, okay, um, yeah, it's some substance there. I never looked and seen, look to really look. I was looking at all of the knockout power, but now I can look and say that there's some substance, there's some, something there, and which makes a great fight for Devin because good fighters like Coach Panda knows that it brings out the intensity in Devin. It brings out the ability to show the world how special he is. Devin only wants the big and the best fights for the people. And now that he's at 140, having a Subriel Matias, Teofimo Lopez, an opportunity for Devin to go up and be a three-division world champion as well, or be a unified champion. It's great options, and there's great fights in and around the division for him. So the first things first is we're 5 days away to the best fight in boxing
You ain't
right
say
now.
yes, Bill.
Yeah,
They said answer
no,
the
no.
question in the chat. They
Hold on.
said yes or no, man.
Okay, listen. What I'm saying, I cannot be disrespectful to Regis Prograde because Coach Panda has just handled his business, and all due respect to them. You know what I mean? But to be disrespectful would be to look past Mr. Regis Prograde 5 days away. You see what I'm saying? To look at another um, uh, you know, wonderful champion, hard hitting champion in Subriel Matias. You see what I mean? One thing that I want to do was give them their flowers, but actually let you know that I am 100% focused and contained with Regis Prograde right now. But what I do say is this fight is for a whole lot of opportunity, a whole lot of legacy, and a whole lot of paper, just like Coach Panda just said. So December the 9th, 5 days away at the Chase Center to a sold out arena because they said, remember, they said that we couldn't sell. They said that we couldn't go home. They said the two black fighters couldn't sell. So what did we do? We went home and 2 black fighters are selling. So we encourage everyone to go out and support the pay-per-view. Let's kill the narrative that of what I just said. That 2 guys, 2 brothers, 2 African Americans, 2-time world champion against an undisputed champion can't get together and mix it up. Listen,
Coach
for
Panda,
for
that means that Subriel being black, Devin looks pretty black. That'll
oh,
sell out in the
uh,
Coliseum in Puerto Rico?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean,
that fight will sell out
Devin,
anywhere. It will
Devin
sell
sells
in
for
Puerto
himself.
Rico. It can sell. Devin
Iowa,
sells in Australia. He
he'll
sells
sell in
at the
Iowa.
Bay.
But
He
Puerto
sells
Rico,
in.
how many does the Coliseum hold in Puerto Rico though?
Look, well, it's gonna it'll hold. I think it holds 28,000 people,
We
and
need the place that holds 50,000 in Puerto Rico, Coach. We
it's
get.
gonna sell
Listen,
out.
I
me and
just
you.
want it in
Hey,
Puerto
what?
Rico. I
Hey,
need
no,
a
no.
reason to go
Hey,
to
what
San
was?
Juan.
Hey, me and Coach Panda and Devin, we
And
went out
Nesta,
there.
we gonna get
Listen,
together and work
no,
this
no,
one out.
I'm talking about when we went to Monte Plata. Hey,
Okay.
it was filled up, Ness. Listen, it was filled up, and they was chanting. And I said to Dev, because we didn't know what the hell they were saying. Coach Panda was relaying everything. You got to go over here. You got to stand here. You got to do this. You got to do that. Am I lying, Coach?
No, no, you 100%, Billy.
We had to go through, listen, we had to go through these roads. You had to go down these long roads. And then when you get over, and then the thing, and then it's the soldiers. The soldiers had the rifles, they had the guns, and then the people. And they were like in huts and little stuff like that. Man, it was an incredible experience, both eye-opening, humbling, but also it gave us a confidence that was much needed when you talk about being going through that amateur process. And I think Coach Panda versus anyone can.
All right. Well, we lost him. Coach, I don't want to hold you too long, but I do got some questions from the people. So I do want to get to those. And I know Bill, he's going to come right back because that's his style. My boy's always on here with me. Told you. So we're going to try and get him off to get this done with you.
Yeah, no. So I think Coach Panda of anyone can relate more than anybody to our story. And what he just said is each time this is proven and gave us the confidence that, yeah, we want to go into it. We want to go into that. This is the first time we're going home as road warriors. Every place we didn't fought has been hostile. So to go home now and to a sold out arena of, Californians and alike around, and especially Northern California, the Bay, Oakland, Richmond, Vallejo, San Jose, Stockton, to all provide to see how they came out and supported this event. Let me tell you, Ness, my auntie, I love her to death. She says to me, she says, babe, she says, I need one more ticket. I need you. Um, I said, why? She says, my hairdresser. I said, auntie, there's no more tickets down there. There's no more low tickets. I think they opened up something at the top, and I think it's a few folding chairs in the hallway, auntie. You
Folding
know,
chairs. You terrible, man.
no, no, but she's like, baby, I said, she says she's been doing my hair for 40 years and you can't get her a seat. I mean, what kind of nephew are you? I said, golly. And there are seats out there, but they're double. I told everybody, I said, come buy the tickets. Now, I was telling you to come buy them. Now they're like fucking double. And I'm being forced to buy a ticket from for my auntie. So if anybody that has a ticket right now and you want to sell it to my auntie, DM me and I'll buy it.
Bill, man, Gag, give out your social media. Let me wrap up this interview with Coach Panda.
All right, absolutely. Coach Panda, you're doing an amazing job, and my lines are open, on Sunday to you. You know what I mean? About this particular situation with that fighter. We will never not give you an opportunity if the opportunity presents. You see what I'm saying? He gives us even more reason to want to do business. So my line will be open. Ness, please, send a number over to Coach Panda
You
like you
got
do,
it.
like the one of the best behind the scenes matchmakers in boxing. Give Nestor Gibbs a round of applause this morning. All right. All right. Now, you can always find me, like you always can, on your ass when you say the wrong thing about Devin the Dream Haney, the undisputed champion of the world, right? I don't say former because I'm saying this. If you did it once, if you did it for history, then it's not going to ever be a mystery. Stepping up to a second division at 140 pounds against arguably the hard hitting, most feared man at 140, right ahead of Subriel Matias.
Oh, ahead,
So
Panda, ahead.
yeah, right
Oh,
ahead. And I'm saying, and I don't say that with any disrespect, because they're doing a wonderful job. You got to count Coach Panda in for the not only the cerebral that's behind the scenes, because I didn't know that it was going to be that part. So I knew it was this when I seen it. Now I know Coach Panda is bringing this part. So man, shout out to you guys, man, because you know I love promoting this boxing. Because everybody is doing an amazing job, and it gives Devin an opportunity to show how special he is, man. So y'all have a good one. 5 days away, Ness.
you got it, Coach.
The
Congrats on
Chase
the
Center.
sellout.
The Chase
Thank,
Center. The Zone pay-per-view.
thank you,
All
thank you.
right.
I'm gonna see if I can fly out there. I have a fight the day before, but I'm gonna see if I can make a flight out there, Bill.
All right, King, bless you, okay? See you soon.
Got,
All
got
All
it.
right,
right.
peace. Peace.
Coach, I'm gonna go ahead and get to these. I'm sorry. We'll get to that as quick as possible. I don't know how much time you have left, but the first one is coming from Alex in Palm Beach, Florida. He says, "You have guided two Puerto Ricans to two world titles this year. How did you get connected to Matisse and Manny Rodriguez? Also, could you see Mexico adapting Matisse as their own, help leading him to become a household name and into big fights?"
He's already adopted into Mexico. Both of them are. Suriel a little more easier now that he had my father, which was my father, who was his. Subriel had big offers for big reggaeton artists and stuff to come out and accompanied him to his walkout song. But he had my 75-year-old father come out and sing a Spanish song in his world title and his world title defense. So Suriel is very adopted by the Mexican people. So is Manny, but Suriel a little more. The people like him because of his aggressive style, the style that he has. I got connected to them through I was found by their promoter Juan Ivan Orengo, and we've been working together for a while. We took Gary Russell's undefeated record away with Manny. We won a world title with Manny. We got five undefeated fighters with Subriel Matias. They've all quit on the stool, so I mean I think we're doing something a little good here.
Definitely. We got Dre Bogus, Dre in San Diego. Congrats on the win. If it were up to you, who would be Sabril's next three fights?
Well, for me, because I'm looking at a business side, it's hard for Subriel to get a fight because like it's said before, it's no secret. He's a tough fighter. He's a very hard hitter. So a lot of people don't want to fight him. So what I mean, if it was up to me, I would fight Rolly, take his bout. That way we have two bouts, and the other fighters are forced to be able to fight us, or want to make it a little more interesting, and they want to unify. It's to unify with us.
What is the promotional situation? Is he contracted to PBC or is it just like a favors thing? Where is he
No, we
legitimately?
are we are we are promoted by a company called Fresh Productions in Puerto Rico, who's a music industry. They had Winston and Yandel and a few other artists, Yomi and he both of the world champions there's 5 world champions in Puerto Rico right now. Two of them belong to me as a trainer, and they belong to Fresh Production. But what Fresh does is he contracts their fighters out to PBC. You know what I'm saying? He offers this, hey, I'm willing to give this fighter versus so and so. This is what this fight it brings, and they've done a good job. So we've been with them, but as far as a Subriel, if he needs to fight somewhere, it's always workable. It can always change.
But they don't have match options.
Well, I mean, who's at 140? It's Rolly. It's Gervonta is in between 35, 40. So,
No, 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 no. I don't mean that they as a company don't have many options. I mean, do they as a company have match rights options? Meaning, your next fight, you can go where you want, but if they want to keep you, they get to match whatever offer you receive from
yeah,
another.
they can do that because we want to see also what they have. They're the ones who's basically took Subriel's record, career to where it's at now. So we do that with them.
Cool. Huang in Houston, when did you realize you had something special in Subriel?
The moment that I seen him, the moment that I knew his brain and his attitude were very difficult. It sounds wrong on here. It sounds wrong what I'm gonna say, but a gentleman who has took someone's life in this sport and that still has a mentality to want to hurt, and to still want to send people to the hospital and those type of things, and just his work ethic. I knew that he was special, and still need a lot of work with him. For boxing fans, people who know boxing, we know he doesn't stand right. We know that his position is not right. We know that these things, but sometimes when you fix those things, man, you just mess him up. So right now he's doing good. He's 20. He's 20 with 20 wins, one loss, and 20 knockouts. So he's doing something right.
Now, you know Devin as long as you know him. Obviously, before you and I got into this business, they say you box the puncher and you brawl the boxer. Why does Matias beat Devin? Because, naturally you pick the boxer over the puncher.
You can pick a boxer all you want, but when you got a guy that's a tsunami that keeps coming, that's not going to be afraid of your punches, that's been hit by guys with heavy hands, that's going to do anything and possible to beat you. Another thing, Devin, like I said, he's a great fighter. I love him. I love him because he's a young kid who I traveled the country with the world with, but Subriel's a fighter, man, who's been shot, he's been stabbed, he's been in prison, he's lived this life. There's nothing that's gonna scare him. So he's gonna be a fighter that's gonna come, come to you. He's never gonna back down. He's gonna come in. You got to be able to handle that pressure. You can be a great boxer, but got to be able to handle that pressure, and not only that pressure, being hit by that power.
Jay Doza, Huang from Maryland. Coach, what's your thoughts on Coach Haney saying that they want to move up to welterweight, fight Barrios after the Regis fight, before fighting Matisse or other champions at 140-pound division? Devin's father did say that. I'm sure you've seen the headlines. They've mentioned Thurman and Barrios because if they win the WBC, they could just mandate those fights as the champion.
Yeah, well, Billy, he said it just now. They're always willing to dare. They dare to be great. Only we know what hostile territory we went to when we went to Dominican Republic. How nobody was at favor for the American. So I mean, they're daring to be great. I respect that. I mean, I would like him to fight Subriel, but I also respect their decisions. I respect for them to dare to be great and to want to fight a fighter like Barrios, a fighter like Keith Thurman, who are tough, strong, durable. Yeah, a little bit, past their prime or whatever you would like to say, but they're durable. They're there, and that they dare to be great, and I respect that.
Since the newfound dominance of Subriel, people are saying no one is going to fight him at 40. You see that Tio became super champion, and he's only talking about Ryan Garcia fights. Haney chose Regis. Regis chose Haney. People are calling for Subriel to move to 47 and see if he can fight the IBF champion Boots. How big of a task is that? Is it too soon? Do you ever see him moving up to 47? And what would a fight look like versus Matias and Boots?
Well, first, it's to me, it's a little too soon because he's a fighter who doesn't struggle with weight. He's a fighter who doesn't do diets. He's a fighter who doesn't, need to be struggling with weight all the time. Um, But I mean, they didn't want to fight him at first. He was not a household name. I understand that. You got to understand the business side of it. You know, he was a big threat, no name, not a big name, and things like that. But now these guys want to unify. They want to be known as great champions. They got to fight him. They have to fight him. You know, they're talking about, because they know, I mean, Teofimo versus so and so is going to be bigger money than fighting Subriel, and it's either going to be a 50-50 or less dangerous, but they have to fight him. But I mean, if we were to fight Boots Ennis, same thing. Boots is a great boxer. He's a great moves around. But you can't keep moving around when you got a guy that's just going to pressure you, that's just going to be on top of you, that nothing is going to hold him back. See, the only way you're going to beat Subriel, I've said it this before, you have to really knock him out. And I'm talking about a knockout where you're going to take him out in a stretcher, not, put him on a canvas, not put him on the thing. No, no. I'm talking about where you got to knock him out, where we know he's not going to get back up, because there's always going to be that fight in Subriel.
All right, I got Rod in LA. Coach, can you see Matias fighting the winner of Haney Regis next? And are the rumors true of Matias versus Hitchens in Puerto Rico next year?
Rumors are rumors. I haven't heard of it. I'm on the team. I'm in the inside. I haven't heard. You just said, Hitchens said he wouldn't want to fight because of the 10-pound limit. So okay, let's get that out of the way. Hitchens not a champion. We want champions. So I want the winner of if it's not Rolly, if it's not Teofimo, I want the winner of Regis and Devin.
Since Devin and Tio, in my opinion, are the two guys that I think would take the fight. Does that fight are you okay with Vegas for Haney Subriel Matias in Vegas?
Brother, I'm okay if we fight in Iowa. Wherever we need to fight. I mean, Subriel fought for a world title in Minneapolis. We don't got no Puerto Ricans in Minneapolis. There's not a big fan base in Minneapolis. The result's going to be the result. Whether you fight China, whether you fight Japan, whether you're in the blue corner, the red corner, whoever's destined to win that day is destined to win that day. So I mean, we're willing to fight. We're willing to fight in Iowa.
Spoken like a true champ. We got Steven in Toronto. He says, I noticed that Matias gets hit a lot. Are you guys working on defense so that when he steps up his competition, he won't lose rounds?
Hey, Subriel has been like that, but my brother there in Canada, I'm going to ask you to look at YouTube, study a little bit, and look where Subriel's getting hit. If you look, Subriel looks like a fighter that gets hit, but look at his face when he comes out of the fights. You never see him lumped up. You never see him with cuts. You never see him with certain things. Subriel's a fighter who blocks with his arms, with his hands, with different things. So it's just a different style of defense.
Last one, but I feel like you've answered it. Haney, this is from James Valdez in San Antonio, Texas. Haney versus Regis Prograis. Who wins and how? Good luck getting a ticket to the fight.
I give it to Devin. I think Devin just has a higher IQ. Yes, Regis hits hard, but I think Devin has a better IQ. He's also a great boxer. Regis is a little bit flat-footed, an old school type boxing, comes down and stuff like that. And I already got tickets.
Ah, nice. But if not, I'm sure Bill got you with the credential. That's the last one, Coach. Do appreciate you coming on. Look to get you on more often, and thank you so much, man.
Thank you, guys, and I want to thank everybody for the Boxing Voice, that tunes in, and I want to thanks, man. I hadn't talked to Bill in a while. It was good seeing him.
I sent you his number.
Yeah, I talked to Devin a few months ago and stuff. Shakur and the guys that traveled with for a long time, and thank you guys. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you. Like I said, I sent you his number. Check your text. Thank you again, Coach.
You got it.
There you have it, ladies
and gentlemen. YouTube family, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And Obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.